Okay, guys, while we wait in queue, let's play this funny game of, okay. So, hello, Boer Nation. I'm here to talk about whether or not the game is good, whether or not you should play it. Purely because a lot of people have been asking me that question. It's an interesting game, to say the least. I think the characters are pretty good. Let's start off with them. I think they're well designed in the sense that it's pretty fun to play a lot of them. And I think a lot of them are pretty unique as well. If I have to be completely honest, I really like the design as well. Especially the design of a Venom. It looks cool. They all look cool. And the art team, even though a lot of people say the game looks like a mobile game, I think those people are cooked. I think the game looks good. Visually, I like the artistic art style where it's kind of like a comics and it's also a game at the same time. I love cell shading. It looks good. I think that's pretty nice. In that aspect, there's no issues with the game, and you can all play your favorite characters and you can all do whatever you want, and they're all hot, and Black Panther is hot, and the women are hot, and the men are hot, and except the raccoon, and everything looks great. Gameplay wise and art wise is pretty good. It's fun. It is kind of a mess sometimes when you play the game, because there's so much visual clutter, which they need to reduce. As you might see, either from my stream or in general, it's kind of hard to follow what's going on. And I don't see that improving in any way unless they actually do something with the visual clutter. It's nice focusing on art. It's really cool making the game look really nice. But if you can't play the game half the time because you don't know what's happening, that is a big factor on why not to play the game in the first place. I actually had some people comment that they're legitimately getting sick watching the gameplay, because it is kind of crazy sometimes, just sitting there fighting off demons, 6 versus 6 people, spamming abilities, spamming ultimates. It is a mess. But other than that, I think the gameplay is pretty fun. I enjoy it. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. A lot of people say that, oh my god, first person, third person, why is this game not first person? I don't think this game is supposed to be first person. I think if it was first person, people would lose their minds trying to swing on Spider-Man or on Venom or play anything else that is slightly fast like Black Panther or whatever else. It would be a complete mess and it would be so disorienting, right? So I don't think it's first person. I think they made the right choice for third person. And second of all, I think what they did pretty well is the fact that in general, the game just feels, I think the characters just feel kind of nice to play because every character feels really unique. Right now, later down the line when they actually start releasing more characters, it's probably going to be kind of repetitive here and there, but right now the characters feel pretty unique, pretty cool, except maybe Luna Snow and Mantis have pretty similar rules, but it doesn't matter. I think their biggest strength is the gameplay. But as I mentioned earlier, the optimization kind of sucks. And not only sucks, it sucks really badly. The game runs like ass half the time, and I have a 4070 Ti. My setup is pretty good, and I still get some lag spikes here and there. I can't imagine people that actually, yes, I know the game is muted right now. I can't imagine people that actually run normal setups with normal PCs that are not gigabuffed. I feel like they would have a completely horrible time playing this game without it lagging and crashing everywhere. I wish they optimized it better. I think it does look better and it's better optimized than last time. The first beta, the game really looked like a mobile game, but right now it does look a lot better. They've added a lot of UI elements that are really clean and nice. Some people say it looks exactly like Overwatch. Maybe. I don't think it really matters. But at the end of the day, if you can't run the game, why play it, right? So that is a big thing and why it's hard to recommend the game, because of the optimization. And second of all, that I really dislike about the game is some of the decisions of the dev team are very questionable so early on. And I'll show you an example of that. It comes directly from their Discord. It comes directly from their patch notes. Here's how it looks like. Doctor Strange, we have recalibrated Doctor Strange damage capabilities to better resonate with Vanguard Road, enhancing his power on the front lines. What does that mean? That is my biggest issue. When they write the patch notes like this, what does recalibrated their damage capabilities mean? No percentages, no direct numbers, doesn't say it's a nerf, doesn't say it's a buff, doesn't say anything. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I hope it's fine. It keeps going, and it goes way worse later down the line in these patch notes when you have to actually talk about bigger patches. Groot, we've meticulously balanced Groot's 3 wall abilities. Even if it's a poor translation, right, from Chinese to English or from any language to English, it doesn't make any sense for them to even yap about balance changes instead of just literally writing down the numbers. Look at these ones. Let's pick another one. Iron Man. We've enhanced Iron Man's long-range offensive capabilities, giving more formidable suppressive power. Furthermore, the Gamma Energy upgrade with his team ability when using armor overdrive has been increased. Increased to what? The armor increased? By how much? Why do I need to guess by how much? We have amplified Black Panther's prowess in wall climbing and sprinting, elevating his potential to unleash breathtaking combos. Bro, why would you write that down? All I want to read is exact numbers so I can glance over the patch notes and be like, huh, they've increased Black Panther's speed by 10% when wall climbing. That's amazing. Some people said that this AI generated. It might be if you read into it. I don't see the point in this. It's a beta. No, that's not a good excuse though. What do you mean it's a beta? How can you say it's a beta and that's why they didn't give us numbers? What is the reasoning behind them not giving us numbers? What does beta have to do with anything? We want to see what changed between the last beta and this beta. You can't just say, oh my god, it's a beta, we can't have numbers. What is, that's such a stupid argument. It's not like they need to patch, like, they've done the patch anyways. They've applied the changes. Let us see what the changes are. There's no point in applying changes, not telling people what the changes are. And at that point, if you're just gonna yap max about, oh, what we might have done, it gets really bad at some things. Because it is, like, in Doctor Strange case, it just says recalibrated. It doesn't say it's buffed. It doesn't say it's nerfed. So you kind of guess. Hell, we've adjusted Hell's mid to long range capability. Is that a buff? Is that a nerf? What is that? Is it a buff and a nerf? I don't know, right? Nobody knows. So I really hate this part. And this really, I know it's very minor for you people, or for many people, it doesn't really matter. But for me personally, it kind of shows a lack of understanding of what people want with the patch notes. Or like, even if it's AI generated, which is really stupid. Why would they AI generate something so stupid, so silly? Just write down the numbers, right? So that doesn't give me too much trust in the dev team in that sense. But maybe it's a one-time thing. Hopefully they change that. It is such a stupid thing to overlook though. So I don't like that part. And I said I don't like the way they've actually done how badly the game runs optimization wise. Just sometimes the game doesn't run that well. But it is free to play. It is free to play. If you can get in right now. I think it'll be free to play in the long run. I'm thinking about other stuff that I really dislike about the game. I think what I also dislike about the game is the map wise. I don't like the fact that they have 4 maps right now, 2 of which are in the same location. I actually can't fathom the fact that instead of releasing a new map in a completely different location, they decided to release a second Japanese map. Why would you release a second Japanese map? So that kind of, the map itself isn't too bad. There's a lot of, it's a good map for Venom and Spider-Man, but like, the aesthetic and the setting being Japan again is kind of stupid, especially when Marvel has so many settings that you can use. So I don't like that either. It is kind of low-key lazy for me. Maybe it's not a valid criticism, but I feel like it is, right? I feel like you shouldn't release the same map twice or the same setting twice. Imagine we had 2 Hanamuras, and imagine they released 2 Hanamuras in the beta. Imagine 50% of your maps are just the same setting. That kind of sucks. I don't like that. Yeah, have a second Japanese map. And they also have 2 Thor maps. So instead of having, it kind of feels same-ish running it down and playing the game and queuing up, because it always feels like you're queuing up into the same maps, which you are because there's 4 maps. But even when you're not, you're still playing just 2 maps basically in setting-wise, right? So that is really stupid. I really dislike that. It makes the game really repetitive sometimes in that sense. Balance-wise for the game, I also dislike. I just said that I don't know what the patch notes are. I think they nerfed Hela, but I think many of other problematic characters haven't been touched, which I really find some stuff in this game balance-wise really stupid. And I don't know if the characters have been touched or not, because I don't know how to reach these patch notes. But let's say these characters are not changed enough. So for example, what I really dislike is this character's ult. Because this character's ult makes everything immortal for 12 seconds, which makes the game really fun to play. It's really like, it's like Zenith rank in Overwatch, but Zenith rank doesn't last for 12 seconds. The problem isn't that the ult exists. The problem is it lasts for so long, it overstays its welcome, and you just press it and just sit there. You can get killed through it. I want to see you kill somebody through it. Because I have played this game for 50 hours. I've never seen anyone get killed through it unless they're all focusing everybody and hitting the head. Well, maybe you shouldn't stand AFK. You can't kill anyone. Sorry, Marsh. Slightly mean. I wasn't I didn't want to be mean, but there's no way you die in that. It's just it's really hard to kill people through it. I don't know how much the numbers are. I will have a mental breakdown at that comment. It's like saying Zen rank just makes you immortal. No, but actually you can die to Diva Bomb. This is the problem of reading Twitch chat while yapping. Stop picking my brain out with a scalpel. It does charge pretty fast. But it does feel pretty unfun. A lot of times you just go in, engage into a fight. They press Q with this character. And then this character just makes everything immortal for 12 seconds. It's fine to make things immortal through healing, but make it like 8 seconds, right? The duration should be nerfed. That is my gripe. That is one of my issues with balancing. This character, this new character, resing everyone all the time is really annoying, because you can res yourself and then your teammates can get self-res because they get the team up passive, and then your ult reses people, and then the raccoon reses one more person so you can res max, and I think that's really annoying. And then we have the Punisher, which the Punisher just goes around and insta-kills everything, and his ult is really funny because his ult just so if you thought you were a tank, you just are no longer a tank, right? So you just die instantly. Look at this damage. Oh, you actually have ulti rockets. I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool. If I stop yapping about things I actually dislike about the game and things I like, I did say that I like the gameplay because I think it's kind of fun. It is kind of janky though, but I think that gives it a little bit of charm, right? So a lot of games that are really janky makes it for a memorable experience, because you go somewhere and then you swing on Venom and then you TP into the enemy backline randomly. Makes it funny. Overwatch is very well optimized. A lot of people are gonna be like, no, once I got a bug and I dropped 10 FPS. Shut the fuck up. Overwatch is pretty well optimized compared to a lot of other games. So a lot of people forget how janky these games can be, but it is kind of janky. There's a lot of jank to it, especially with faster characters. But I think it's livable, and I think it makes it a little bit funnier. I do enjoy how tank feels in this game. Maybe I'm cooked, but there isn't that much CC. Tanks feel really tanky. It doesn't feel like tanks do too much damage. It definitely feels like DPS does majority of the damage. I don't think there is a tank right now that can like outdamage Punisher or Hela or whatever, right? I like that. I like that the DPS category, you have some more unique characters like Storm, for example, which kind of like DPS Lucio. Having Lucio DPS that just speeds you and damage boosts you, I think that's cool. I think there's a lot of choices of characters that you can play or want to play. If you want a DPS really high, you can play Hela or Punisher. If you don't want to, you can play Spider-Man that can just one-shot. I think a lot of characters have a lot of skill expression, which is really cool. I think that's one of the things why people really like this game. There's a lot of skill expression involved with a lot of these things. Like if you're good at Hela, it really shows because you're landing a lot of shots through across the map, a lot of headshots. If you're really good at Doctor Strange, you can block a lot of abilities, kind of like Reinhardt. You can land a lot of really good ults. You can use your TP and just win the game with that. I think they've done a really good job of allowing for good players to shine and pop off and reward good players instead of just rewarding bad play with characters that are way too easy. You have characters that are easy. I would even say Punisher is kind of easy, but you can always see the difference between a good Punisher and a mediocre Punisher, and you can always see the difference between a good Venom and a bad Venom, and a good Spider-Man and a bad Spider-Man. I think there's characters that are so complicated. They kind of remind me of League with Yasuo and, you know, Yone. These characters are really annoying to play against, but 90% of people just can't play them. I think Overwatch likes that a lot. I think a lot of characters are really... Maybe I'm kind of cooked, but I feel like many of the characters in general, or the newer characters, they like extreme depth that will really engage the player base that has spent a lot of hours in the game. Because you have Genjis and Menjis and whatever, but people have been playing these characters for 8 years and nobody knows how to play them by now. Having new characters to come on that are really complicated and hard to play, I think that would be pretty cool, because it will engage a lot of people into learning the characters and spending a lot of time learning them. And a lot of the old school community will sit there and be like, oh, you can actually do a reverse double jump speed boosted wall climb into a nuclear explosion and create a hydrogen bomb. Scarlet has chain stuns. Yeah, Scarlet has chain stuns, but Scarlet chain stuns if you sit in the same place, you can just move away. And she needs to land the stun. It's not like she just stuns you by looking at you. So that's fine. And another thing I really like about this game that gives it like it gives it a fighting chance against Overwatch, or like gives it the high ground in that sense, is that this game has a lot of its characters already made, because it's the Marvel universe and they don't need to figure out new characters. Marvel has so many new characters, or so many characters in general, that they could just be like, today we're adding Thor, and get to work, start making the characters. The characters don't take as much time as creating in Overwatch, because Overwatch tries really hard to make it perfect every time and make it really clean and nice. They just put a bunch of abilities on them. They already have the character idea, the design. They get the artist draws Venom in their style. They save up a lot of time. So they can pump out a lot more content than Overwatch. And they need to think a lot less. So again, they can pump out more content, so they can keep the game fresh for a lot longer. And they have skin designs galore, because they have so many variants of each character. I can't wait for them to release 20 million variants and skins. One issue is that I don't know how the monetization is gonna be, but we'll see. There's no monetization in the beta, so nobody can complain, but I won't be surprised if Tencent just releases some crazy monetization later and makes the game either borderline unplayable or make the skin cost an arm and a leg. But we'll see. As long as the characters are free and the patches are free, I think that'll be fine. As long as the battle pass isn't ridiculously hard to level up. I feel like they could low-key kill their own game by just being really stupid and just making the worst decisions possible, which isn't beyond Tencent. If I need to answer the question of people that is like, should I buy the game or not buy? Should I download the game or play the game? If you have a key, I think you should play the game, especially if you like Overwatch. Map design, I think map design is fine. I like the maps. I like the music in the maps. I think the music, I think they've made the map music really nice. I like the style. I like the artistic choice. I like the way they've made the game. I like the map design is cool. Destructible environments I first liked, but now they're kind of annoying at this point. Just see the same thing all the time. Do I think Overwatch is gonna die because of Rivals? I'll be honest, I was thinking about it yesterday and I kind of came to the conclusion that I don't know if this game is gonna kill Overwatch, but it's good to have a game that you can play instead of Overwatch. At the end of the day, I don't think Overwatch is gonna die because of another game. They're gonna die because of their own decisions. I'm not saying Overwatch is horrible right now. I think it's pretty fine. But they do make it hard to enjoy the game when half of the content is just new skins. We get new content so far in between, people just get bored from playing. There's only so many games you can play. Even when Space Ranger comes out, people are going to play for a month, and then next month after that, what are you going to do in Season 13? You're going to have 2 or 3 months of nothing. Even if they release a map, it's kind of whatever. But we'll see. I really don't know. As I said, it's good to have a second game to play for Overwatch gamers that isn't Overwatch, just to refresh your taste buds. Just having something else to get excited about in the downtime in Overwatch whenever there's nothing happening, I think that's really good. I think it's really nice to have a competitor because maybe they're gonna do stuff. I honestly believe that there's plenty of things Overwatch could do that Rivals has done. Like, self-pushing payload is an interesting idea. I think personal player highlights is pretty good. Like, imagine the game ends and you can check everybody's play of the game. That's a really good idea. I do think this game could use an anti-nade ability that is not Doctor Strange nading himself, because there's just so much healing in this game. Having somebody that can actually nade or like anti people would be pretty damn good, not gonna lie. I think Rivals has done a lot of cool things. Is the game good? I think it's fine. Oh, it's not Tencent. I said NetEase. It's okay. I was mentioning Tencent. I want to talk about NetEase. Anyone that was listening and is writing an angry comment about me saying it's Tencent, I mean, it's the same thing. You know, potato. The game, I think it's fun. I think it's silly. If you get a key, you should download it. You should play it. It would be good on release. I don't know. We're gonna see. It really depends on them. But I think I'm happy with it. And I'm happy to play it, and I'm happy to see a lot of streamers happy playing it, like Necros. First time he's ever happy. And it's fun to be excited with a bunch of players instead of being sitting there just doom posting all the time. It's fun to group up with the Overwatch gang and play together and try to compete. And I like just the novelty of it right now. I think the best part of gaming is when new games come out and you can just play and experience the game together before everybody figures everything out and the game becomes dull, because that is inevitable. And I think we should cherish that while we can, the novelty. And also there was a leak that there's gonna be new characters released during the beta, so we'll see. Maybe we get more characters very soon. So if you get a key, or when the game launches, whenever you watch this, I think you should play the game, and just, especially if you like Overwatch, and maybe you like it, maybe you're not. But what matters is you tried it and you didn't miss out on the new game hype, because it is fun. it is fun to figure out stuff, and it's fun to learn characters, and it's fun to be the guy, the Venom guy, the Spider-Man guy, the whatever guy. I'm sure we're gonna get some Korean dudes with 10,000 hours becoming way better than me on Venom, but right now I want to be the Venom guy.